Okay, good afternoon to all of you. Myself, Inderjeet Singh from CSE department. I have completed my BTech and MTech in Computer Science and Engineering from Punjab University, Patiala. I have teaching experience of more than 8+ years, and from last 2 years I have been serving Chandigarh University as an assistant professor in CSE department. So in the third year, I hope you all are familiar with the subjects that you have to study, and one of the subject is computer graphics. I'm going to teach you computer graphics in this semester, having a code of CST 305 ITT 305, as you can see on my screen. Okay, now the session has started. I request you to open up your notebooks as well as a pen or a pencil. We don't have to write anything on the notebook, just a simple features, uh, some about the syllabus. After that, we will gonna discuss what is computer graphics, where we need computer graphics in real world, etc. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a minute for that. After that, I'm gonna start my session. Okay, just a 1 minute for you to open up your notebooks, pen, etc., whatever you have, because at the end of lecture there will be a test, also known as post lecture test or a pre lecture test. Why I'm not audible? Dipakshi, I'm audible? Yes. Please post a message in the group if I'm not audible. Yes. I am audible, Dipakshi. Maybe you are having some network issues. Okay. So, firstly, I'm going to share the syllabus with you for the computer graphics. So, here's the syllabus. Yes. This is the syllabus of computer graphics. Unit 1. Unit 1 is actually divided into 3 chapters. The chapter 1 is the introduction part. In the introduction of the computer graphics, firstly we will gonna discuss what is computer graphics, what are its applications. Then we will discuss about the interactive and non-interactive display devices, some working about them also. After that, we will gonna discuss scan conversion method. There are basically 2 types of scan conversion methods. One is raster scan and the random scan. After that, we will gonna do some algorithms. We will gonna draw different size of shapes and objects like a line, circle, triangle, rectangle, an arc, or it can be ellipse. Okay, there are various algorithms that we will gonna discuss about computer graphics. One is the line drawing algorithm. It is basically of 3 types. One is the simple DDA, symmetrical DDA, and Bressenham. Okay, some circle drawing algorithms are also there, like the midpoint and the Bressenham circle. Okay, just have a quick look at the idea that what will be the syllabus of computer graphics for the unit 1. So this is the chapter 1. The chapter 2 is line drawing displays. You know, there are many number of display devices. In the earlier ones, we have display devices like CRT monitors were there. After that, LEDs, LCDs come. Yes. Anyone having a question now? Yes. Very good afternoon. Yes, audible. Thank you so much. Please don't message now, as I'm getting the notification and it is disturbing me. Okay. Now here we have the second chapter, display devices, the controllers, the CRT tubes, the storage tubes, the LED, what is LCD, all types of display devices we will gonna study in the second chapter. It's a very easy part and also a theoretical part. Okay. Now in the chapter 3rd, that is the one of the best chapters of unit 1 and one of the most interesting one. In we're gonna do some sort of transformation. What type of transformation? Transformation means translation, scaling, rotation of an object, shearing, etc. Or we can say reflection. So these are some sort of sharing, we can say the transformation that we're gonna discuss in the 3rd chapter. So, you know, we can say collaboratively, computer graphic is an average subject. Average subject means it is not that much difficult, it is not that much easy. It is mostly a, we can say numerical based. Also, there are some very heavy length programs are also there. So be prepared for that. It's not an I can say average subject or an easy subject. You have to study a bit hard for this. Okay. Any questions from your side? You can put that in the put that in the chat box, please. Any question from your side? You can either raise your hand or put that message in the chat box. Anyone? No, Kshitij, okay. Thank you so much. So, shall we start now? Shall we start the syllabus today, or we will gonna discuss about the blackboard today? Yes, anyone? What do you say? Blackboard discussion, or we can say let's start the syllabus. Let's see. Someone is saying, sir, as your wish. I suggest let you get some familiar about the blackboard, and first of all the attendance part. The main part which you actually focus. Am I audible now? Hello, guys, put up a message. Am I audible? Okay. There was some network issue. I'm sorry for that. Okay. Now I'm gonna repeat again the same things which I told you. The attendance part, the most important part of your lecture. Guys, you have to remain in the lecture for more than 80% once you join my lecture. Okay, you have to remain in the lecture for more than 80% of a lecture. Like I have a lecture of 45 minutes, then you have to remain in the system for more than 36 minutes. Okay, listening to me? Yes or no? Am I audible? Yes. Second thing, there are some students who always come late in the class. Like, I start my, let's say now online classes are going on. Let's say there is an offline class, so many students come late after 5 minutes. But BB has a very strict rules in this. If you enter my class after 9 minutes of the starting, then you will be marked as absent. It means if my class starts at 1:45 and you entered my class after 1:54, that is 9 minutes after the session, then you will be marked as absent. Okay, clear? Clear with this? Yes or no? Yes. Thank you so much. Now one more thing. There will be 3 assessment models for you in the theory subject. The first is the assignment. There will be 3 assignments from the unit 1, 2 and 3. Okay. Second thing, there will be a surprise test of marks 9. It will be of marks 9. The assignment will be of 12. Okay. And what about the third part? The third part is your MST. That is mid semester test. That will be of 36 marks. Maybe we are changing some rules on the blackboard that your MST will be I think of 24 or 20 marks. We will notify you later about that, but for the meantime just consider it as that you have a MST of 36 marks. Okay. Now, so we have completed the attendance part, we have completed the theory part. Next we are going to discuss about the lab. The lab part will be discussed in the lab only, not in the theory lecture. Now one more important thing, do you have the copy of computer graphics syllabus with you or not? Do you have, okay, some students are saying no. Okay, no problem with that. I request the CR of your class to call me after the session, and I'm gonna save their number also, and I will provide them the theory syllabus of computer graphics as well as for the lab also. Okay, guys, we have to create a Google group also. So I request all the students who has joined this session to kindly provide your email IDs to your CR, and whomsoever is the CR of your class, kindly save this email ID as I am showing it to you on your screen. This is my email ID, and we can say contact number. I hope it is visible. This is my official email ID and my contact number. I request all the members of the CSC4 to provide your email ID by whatsoever means to the CR till tomorrow. From next words, we will gonna have a conversation only on the emails, no WhatsApp chats or anything else. Yes, Aarti Sharma, you are having some issue. Kindly put up a message in the chat box. I am lowering your hand now. Okay, no doubts now. So let's start the today's session. Okay, computer graphics, subject code is CST. Am I not visible? I'm not visible, sir. Okay, I will provide you the email ID and contact number in your WhatsApp group. Don't worry. Okay, I'm gonna provide all the details in your group. Okay, now let's start the today's session. The subject name is computer graphics. Subject code is CST 305 ITT 305. This is the very first chapter of the unit 1 known as introduction, and the topic is computer graphics and its application. Okay, before starting the actual topic, we will discuss the course objectives. So what are the course objectives? Here you will be able to learn various basic algorithms. Let's say they are the line drawing algorithms, we can say it as circle drawing algorithm. So various algorithms will be there which you will be learning in this course. Okay, the second point, to prepare the student to design graphic system and application programs. After completion of your course, you will be able to draw various shapes, various graphic systems and various application programs. Okay, now, the third point, to understand the growing importance of graphics in computer field. Okay, this point is very much important. Can you tell me where we use graphics, where we use computer graphics in the real world? Any one example? Just put up a message in the chat box that what are the real, we can say real world example of computer graphics. Yes, UI, user interface, very good. Game development, gaming, yes, absolutely right. Oh, what about cartoon and the animated movies? PUBG PC, very good. Sounds like you also play PUBG. Anshuman, very much. Yes, news, VFX, very good. Cartoon, COD. What is COD? Cash on delivery. Arjun, what is COD? Achha, Call of Duty. Okay. I understand. Okay. Now just stop the chatting now. Okay. So computer graphics is everywhere. We can use it in the 3D drawing, cartoon making, animation industry, movie industry. We all are huge fan of Captain America movies, Avenger movies. They are have a great animation and graphics in it. So how that graphics is possible? That graphics are possible only because of this computer graphics. Various softwares are there. I think you have heard about the software OpenGL. Yes, Infinity Wars. Yes. So here are the course outcomes. After the completion of the course, you have a basic idea about the core concepts of the computer graphics. You have a proper knowledge and understandability of how to represent an object in the 2D form or a 3D form. Okay. You have a knowledge and understandability of scaling. Scaling means to change the size. Scaling here means to change the size of an object. Okay. Transformation can be of different types, like we can say translation is changing the object position from one position to another position. Scaling means changing the size of an object. Next we have rotation means changing the angle. Shearing, next we have shearing or a reflection means the mirrored image of an object. Okay, so many number of scaling techniques, animation, clipping, that will be there, which we're gonna learn. Okay, next is cognitive skills. You know, one of the most important feature now one has to develop in himself or herself is cognitive skills. Cognitive skills means something thinking out of the box. Like you are, you know, once an author said the difference between the ordinary person and the extraordinary person is the just word extra. So nowadays we have to be thinking extraordinary, something extra which normal people doesn't think. It means the extraordinary things are related to the computer graphics. Means you will be able to design new cartoons, how the animations can be there, you know, how the sound quality you can improve. So all these comes under the cognitive skills, in where you will be thinking out of the box and you will be able to create interactive graphics application. Okay, I hope you are not getting bored. I will try to, you know, make your lecture a bit uh, you know, I can say interesting, because right now in this lecture we have a theory part only, no numerical subjects are there, no numericals are there. So I hope you will gonna understand. So here's the outline of my today's PPT. Firstly, we're gonna discuss what is the definition of computer graphics, then the types of computer graphics, then interactive and non-interactive computer graphics, then we have the working of interactive computer graphics, and after that some applications of computer graphics. Okay, so here we are. Yes, the definition of computer graphics, it's a very easy one. I have written two definitions here. The first definition is from the internet and the second definition is from the book. Okay, I forgot to tell you one thing. We are following two books. One is the Principles of Computer Graphics by J. Newman. I'm gonna send the PDF version of the book also to you. I have downloaded the PDF version. It might be not be easily for you to find that particular book on the internet. You can download that book from the torrent. The book which I'm telling you, I'm gonna show you also. Here it is. And I'm gonna show you on the screen now the name of the book. So here we have, where's the book? Yes, here's the book. So these are the two authors, that is Newman, and the book name is Principles of Interactive Computer Graphics. You know, this is one of the book of computer graphics till now. We have books available in the library, but I think you are all are at your home. It will not be possible for you to, you know, issue the book. So I suggest you to, you know, download the. Yes, I will forward you the PDF. No problem. I have the PDF with me, and I'm gonna forward you as soon as your CR will be, you know, in contact with me. Okay, the second author book is the Baker. That is this Baker book, and the book name is Computer Graphics. So these are the two books from where I will be referencing my PPT data. Okay, so these are the two books from where I am gonna refer all the data which will be shown in my PPT. though some content is visible on your blackboards also, that is the content prepared by the MSc, or we can say the subject coordinator. The subject coordinator of computer graphics is Charanpreet ma'am. She has uploaded some PPTs, some assignment questions for you. You can check that, you can learn from that material also, but each teacher has its own capability or own way of teaching. So I will be teaching only from my PPT. Okay, there might be a possibility that my PPTs will be different from the others. Okay, so no problem, you can take anyone's data, doesn't matter with me, but you should understand the concept of that particular topic. Okay, so let's get back to the PPT part now. So the definition of computer graphics says it is the use of computers to create and manipulate pictures on a display device. Okay, so it is the use of computers to create and manipulate pictures on a display device. It's an easy one. It's a very easy one. Here what we do is we use pictures to create and manipulate. Let's suppose I want to build a car. I want to build a car. So what's the process to what's the pro- मैं directly बनाना शुरू कर दूंगा? No. Firstly, there will be a rough model of car should be designed either on a piece of a paper or on a system using some sort of software. Okay, we got a chat message here. Akash, I don't know what's the problem with my voice, but I think one or two persons are having such issue. Maybe network issue from my side or your side, I can't say. So apologies for that, I can't solve that issue. Okay, so next is the another definition of computer graphics, and that definition is taken from the books. As you can see, computer graphics is an art of drawing pictures. Now, as I told you before, making real world applications, we must draw it on a piece of paper or in a system. So what we do in the computer graphic is we draw pictures, lines, charts, etc. with the help of programming. We want to interact with the system. If we want to interact with the system, then there must be an interface, and that interface must be a programming language. And what that programming language is? C++. Okay, so one request from my side to you is that I don't know when is our lab schedule, but do make sure one thing: before coming to my lab, you must install Turbo C++. Okay, you must install the Turbo C++. Akashdeep Sharma ji, I was talking with the Akash Sharma. Okay, I request you all to install Turbo C++ software in your PCs whenever we have a next lab. Okay, without Turbo C++, no programming will be possible. And as you are aware of that CG Lab will be implemented only on the Turbo C++. Okay, now computer graphics is made up of number of pixels. I'm going to show you on the whiteboard screen that what is pixel and how the pixel actually works. Okay, now see this. I hope my screen is visible to you. Now let's say this is a PC. This is a PC. Okay, let's suppose this is a PC now, and whenever we talk about that we are in a graphic mode, the entire screen is divided into a number of pixels. Pixels are just the small dots, just the dots. Okay, there are number of dots. Nowadays we can say we have a 104 multiplied by 768 resolution. In the previous we have a resolution of 800 by 600. Now we say that we have a screen resolution of this. Now what that does mean is, it means we have this number of pixels, 1024 in the row wise and 768 in the column wise. Okay, so what I'm trying to say here is, this is actually x and this is y axis. The first pixel, that is 0 comma 0, we denote each pixel by 0 comma 0. Now what is 0 comma 0 here? It is actually the left, extreme left corner of your screen. The very left extreme corner of your screen is the 0 comma 0 coordinate. So what is 0 comma 0 coordinate means? Here the value of x is 0 and here the value of y is again 0. As I move towards x axis, the value of x increases. So here the value of x will be, we can say 1000 or something else. Okay, so as I move downwards in the column direction, it means how many, what will be the pixel value? That will be 700 and something. Okay, so the entire screen is divided into number of pixels. Okay, so what is the definition of pixel? The pixel is the smallest unit of computer graphics. Okay, so this is a pixel. We can put up a pixel using the put pixel method. This is the function which we're gonna use in the lab also. Just have a basic idea that what is put pixel. Put pixel is used to put up a pixel on the screen. It takes three parameters as an input. The first one is the x coordinate, the second one is the xy value, and the third one is the color name. This is color. There are many colors that we use in the computer graphics that we're going to discuss in the later part. Till the meantime, just have a basic idea that what is pixel, what is the function with which we put up a pixel on a screen. Okay, should I repeat it? Okay, Akash Deep Sharma ji, I am repeating that again. So what is a pixel? Pixel is the smallest unit of a computer graphics. The entire screen is divided into number of pixels when we work in the graphic mode. Basically, there are two types of mode. One is the text mode and one is the graphic mode. Whenever we talk about the graphic mode, we have screen divided into number of pixels. Okay, that's it. So now I'm gonna again take you back to the PPT part. Yes. So here we were, definition. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing this. So here's the screen now. Let's have a poll now. Do we have a poll? Yes. So here's my question for you. The question is, which among the following is or are the application of computer graphics? So here's my question for you. It will be displayed on your screen. You have to answer it. Do remember one thing, those who fail to answer will be marked as absent by the blackboard rules. So कोई proxy का chance नहीं है. You have to be attentive in the class. Okay. So here's the question on your screens right now, and you got 10 seconds to answer. Okay, the question is, which among the following are the applications of computer graphics? The first one is CAD, the second one animation, third one cartoon designing, and last one is fourth one. Okay, 14 students has not responded yet. 13 students now, 12, 11, 10, 9. So I am gonna log the responses now. Only 4 students has not responded. Okay, so what's the correct answer? The correct answer is the fourth one. Yes, all of the above. We can use computer graphics in computer aided designing. CAD. You know, CAD is basically a software used by the mechanical engineers to draw the wireframe of a particular object. It can be a helicopter, it can be a car. Yes. The second option is animation. We use computer graphics in the animation also. So what's the third point? Cartoon designing, very well known. You know, we use computer graphics in this also. And the fourth option was all of the above. So the correct answer was all of the above. The only 3 students has not answered, and one is Abhishek. Only name Abhishek, and another one is who has not answered. One is Abhishek, and other one it's not possible. Okay, I'm gonna clear that now. Ending the poll now. Sharing the screen with you. So there are basically 2 types of computer graphics. The one is the interactive one and one is the non-interactive. So 2 types of computer graphics are there. One is interactive and another one is non-interactive. Can anyone tell me what is interactive and non-interactive? Anyone? In the chat box, please. What is interactive and non-interactive computer graphics? Yes, anyone? No idea? So, the interactive computer graphics are those with which we can interact. We can control the image. Okay, the interactive systems are, you know, with which we can interact and we can control the image. We can change the size, either increase or decrease or something operational. Okay, yes, interactive means Abhishek, very good. It means there is an interface with the user. There is engagement activity. Very well, Aman Bhardwaj and Abhishek. Yes. So this is interactive computer application. I'm going to show you with the example also. So what are non-interactive? Okay, can you give me the example of interactive computer graphics? One example of computer interactive computer graphics. Example of interactive computer graphics. Anyone in the chat box, please. Gaming is there, but we can't directly touch the object. Yes, editing is there, Paint is there, Microsoft Office Paint is there. Okay, have you played a ping pong game? Have you played a ping pong game in which, you know, there is a bar at the lower of your screen, and in the above screen there are some bricks. A ball is there which is actually used to shoot the bricks. That is the best example of, you know, we can say interactive computer graphics. Okay, so what about non-interactive? Non-interactive means the devices with which we cannot communicate. We can only view the image, can only see the image, but we cannot control the image. Can you give me of non-interactive? Can you give me the example of non-interactive? Yes, Anchal, very good. That is TV broadcasting. Okay, now here's again a poll for you. Yes, all of you, a poll for you right now. So the question is, the television is an interactive computer graphic device or not? Yes or no? You have to answer it in yes or no. So the question on your screen now. Is it visible? Yes. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Come on. Girls and boys, do answer. And this time I want 100% percentage of your part. In the last question, 3 students didn't. responded. 10 students left. 9, 7, 6. Only 4 students left. So I'm gonna lock the poll now. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. So what's the correct answer? Now again the 3 students has not responded yet, and I'm gonna give you the summary of that. So whenever the session gets closed, they will be marked as absent because they are not actually attending my lecture. Okay, so the correct option was no, because television is an non-interactive graphic design. Okay, because we cannot directly communicate, or we can say control the image. We can change the image by changing the channel, but we are not able to change, or we can say control the image. Okay, so the answer here is no. So I'm gonna close the poll now. Stop sharing the poll. So let's get back to the interactive and non-interactive part. So here's the definition for the interactive computer graphics. Here the user has some control over the picture. As I told you, in the interactive computer graphics, we have some control over the picture. That is, the user can make change in the produced image. The one best example is the ping pong game. Another example is the paintbrush that we can also use. So the conclusion here is a two-way communication is there between the computer and the user. Whatever the commands are given by the user, either it can be directly or with the means of a programming language, doesn't matter. There is a two-way communication between the user and the computer. A user can see the image and make any changes by sending command to the input device. Okay, have you heard about the term stylus? Have you heard about the term stylus? Anyone? Okay, what is the use of stylus? Where we use stylus? STY, I should spell the name. STYLUS. Stylus is basically an input device. Yes, sort of an touch screen where we actually write will be displayed on the screen. It is just like a pen. Okay. Now, let's move on to the non. Okay. Now, some advantages of the interactive computer graphics. The very first one is very high quality. High quality images are produced using the interactive computer graphics. Moreover, you have a precise results and the products. Nowadays, you know, the data should not be represented in the tables. No one likes to see the data in the form of table. Everyone wants a different sort of graphics. We can say charts, line chart, bar chart. uh, Many types of diagrams are there which are basically used to represent the data in the form of, we can say, pictorial representation. So why they are used? Because by drawing different diagrams or shape, one has the ability to understand data and also to perceive the trends. Okay, the data visualization is there. We can visualize the data in many other ways so that it looks very attractive, and we can also produce some conclusion and results. As a data scientist, if you want to conclude something, you must understand the concept of the diagram, or we can say concept of data, how the data is organized, how the data has been extracted. So for analysis, we must represent data in some sort of form, and that is only possible with the help of interactive computer graphics. Okay, so these are some of the advantages of interactive computer graphics. Poll that we have already initiated. Now, let's have some working of interactive computer graphics. We will gonna discuss about the interactive computer graphics working. There are basically three things that we have in the computer graphics interactive part. The first one is the frame buffer. The first one is the frame buffer. The second one is the monitor. And the third one is the display controller or video control. Now, what they are actually, let me show you with the diagram now. Now, this is my frame buffer. Here, the images are stored in the form of 10 form. 10 form means 1 means on and 0 means off. Okay. Here, the data is saved in the form of 10 form and the data is saved in the form of bytes. This is a buffer. Buffer means we can say a place to store some data. Okay. Next, we have a display controller here. We have a display controller here, which is actually used to control. What to control? That is timing. Timing means when to take the data from the frame buffer and give it to the monitor for a display. Okay. Display controller is also responsible for handling the interrupts. You know, I think you have understand what is an interrupt. There are different types of interrupt that you have studied in the microprocessor, I think, in the previous year. Have you heard about the term interrupt? Yes or no? Yes, Abhishek Kumar. Thank you so much. This is it. What we have, the working of interactive computer graphics, where we have the frame buffer, we have a display controller, and we have a TV monitor. So TV monitor is basically used to display the images. Display controller is used to display, to control the entire process of displaying the image. And the third thing, which was frame buffer. Frame buffer actually stores the data in the form of 10 form, that is in the pixel form. Okay. Guys, any doubts, you can raise your hand or you can put up a message in the chat box. Yes, someone has raised a hand. Who it is? Jaspreet, but it's good name. We have, who has? Okay, 61 students are there, you know. I think 10 to 15 students have been absent today. Yes, Anshuman. Yes, Abhishek. What is your query? So doubt, what is the meaning of those written first, second, third, fourth, and why? Actually, it's a memory management scheme, Abhishek. You know, whenever the system, we can say the operating system, you will gonna study one subject also in this semester, operating system, where you will gonna study how to store the data in the main memory. Actually, it's not the responsibility of the person or the human beings. The operating system is responsible for. So here what we are showing is, we are showing that first byte of data of an image is placed in the first column. As you can see, this is the image data represented in the form of 10 form. So okay. So here what we have is, we have a data represented in the form of 10 of an image. Okay. Okay, all clear. Will you please call out the name of absentees? Deepak, let me tell you the process of, extracting the attendance. After the end of this session, we will gonna download an Excel sheet. There will be marked, persons present and absent. The same sheet will be uploaded on the CMS. Okay. So we are not authorized to change anything. The system is calculating the time the one person has spent in the system. Okay. सर अगर मैंने genuine problem हो तो आप resolve नहीं कर सकते. Gurbaz, what sort of genuine problem you are having? Okay, the time is up. It is already 2:30. Now I request all of you to leave the session, please. Yes, I am having a next lecture. Please leave the session.